Yo, what's going on, fellas? Good morning. Another chart. Crazy move here, huh? When I see something like this, I don't really expect a lot of movement in the morning, but we'll see what we get. News at 10 o'clock, so we're just waiting for that. Not really interested in what's going on at this point. We are watching the first percentages to see how price is acting around it, but for the time being, just wait until 10 o'clock. You say get that gold. Oh, usually I don't even do anything on Fridays. Just watch. I think I have gold even though. Oh yeah, look. I look at gold sometimes. That low gets cleared. ES&NQ's at the low. Okay, so really all kind of similar, same spots. It's a dollar up to consolidating as well. So yeah, for the time being, not much going on. You said pretty large move already. If we're going to trade like that heading into the open, we would expect the opening to be choppy. We may run into this again. Honestly, that's what I would expect. We got into the low of that daily fair value gap that we were talking about. So this should be a pretty important area. If we close below that, I would look for lower prices, just on a higher time frame. But we'll see how we end the week. Hang out till about 11 or so. See if there's no silver bullet opportunity. Lows down here. Ideally for me, I'd like to try to get a long. Like if we're going to go long, I'd want to see us clear out lows and try to trade off this new week opening gap again. Gold lows. Yeah, I did see that too. Yeah, maybe. Depends on how we run. Let's see how this news affects us. Okay. Yeah, if we're gonna look for a little quick long this morning, see if we can't clear lows one more time. Well, as we said, this was a large new week opening gap right here. This white shaded area from, when was that? May 11th. So I wouldn't mind trying to re-venture lower. News maybe could wick down into that. Might actually hold this bearish in the first presented. Let's see if we want to do that. Hitting that, this is the daily fair value gap, so we're hitting that consequent encroachment. Bodies are holding the actual first presented, however. Let's say that news, it propelled us right through this bullish, and like we closed above this high here. At that point, I'm not too sure if we actually would revisit lower before we kind of reached into like previous day low potentially. Previous day low would be a good area. Midpoint of the opening range gap as well. Because just looking right compared to NQ as well, we did have SMT here. This low gets lower than this low on NQ. Acceleration, we reprice all the way into it, accelerate away, so that is rebalanced. We're closing above the inversion paired with the 830 level. So for the time being, if we did end up holding here and accelerating as we said, we may not want to actually revisit these lower areas of this fair value gap, the lower quadrants. That's kind of also what I was looking up. High to low. Yeah, I'll watch the inversion. 10 o'clock now. Not really too much action. Still pretty ugly, choppy consolidation. We'll see if this ends up getting closed above. If we can close above it with some type of displacement, leaving a discount, that's what we'll kind of look for. Da-da-da. Good morning. What up, Jeremy? Last day of the week, heading into holiday weekend, coming off of a long pre-opening bell move. This is textbook low probability conditions, right? High resistance. So I'm not really in a rush interested in trying to push anything today. We'll follow for an hour or so, see what presents itself. But if we do execute, it'll be probably just two chances. So far, still trying to get back above first presented. Let's see if we can do that. Struggling to get above. Let's see, NQ is also struggling. Look, there's that gold low for you right there. Easy. Off the thing. Oh, closure above. Okay. So now, what up, Christian? I like that high, right? 5 minute fair value gap. Mitigation block, hold EOB, accelerate. 830, clear it. Closure above. Would like to see more displacement, right? That's pretty weak. Like I'm watching these old highs. So when we're trading through highs, every time we're actually clearing them, it's just a wick we can't close above. So at this point, we'll see, like that may be a potential, right, for holding. I'm just not a fan of the movement itself into it. We'll see if two candles can't hold above, what type of a price action takes place here. 2 minute, there will be a 2 minute fair value gap potentially. So we'll see if that 2 minute stays open. Maybe that's kind of something we could use below the most recent swing low. But for us at the time, yeah, we'll see how this. So if this 1 minute candlestick closes above midpoint, that'll be open for us to maybe chut along. It's been very ugly all week. We don't expect that to change at all. We already come in with the expectation that we're going to consolidate more than anything. So for us, we'll probably just try to aim for like small moves if we're going to do it. Let's see. So if we're going to leave that open, is that midpoint? There's equilibrium as well. Use the top quarter level. We don't want to revisit the wicks here. Probably hit midpoint. We're going to be bullish. So we'll see. 2 minutes closed above. A little fair value gap. We might just run. We're going to try this. Midpoint of the range. That's why I don't like it, to be honest. We didn't clear highs. That did. If we end up running this high first, I'm not really interested in that. That's just what I'm watching. I'm trying to see if we're going to run out that high right now or not. We wick it. Okay. If we can't stall here, just trade back into that fair value gap real quick. Engineer relative equal highs and then run the highs out. If we do run that high, we'll see, because even if we do run that high, we could give a retracement and hold. Like we said, yesterday's low may be a potential area. Was midnight's open today? Midnight open for today all the way up here. Volume imbalance and fair value gap. So now these together, I'd actually watch. We might hold from that. We only gave one tap of this. We were kind of hoping for two. So like what I wanted to see is for us to close above, trade into it, confirm we want to hold, give another fallback into it where we enter. Instead, we just hold that first, basically retest of it, and now we clear the short-term high. So at this point, we're going to see, is it just kind of a shallow run? Right, more of a short-term high being cleared, or do we close above it? Shallow run, I think we can get a retracement lower. NQ hasn't cleared its high either. So now, potential SMT. Do we think that this is going to hold, or are we going to want to retrace all the way back down? Very small risk. We could still leave this on for now. Ideally, right, we would like an entry here. So if we like break through this and start running lower, we might try to turtle soup down here for our second entry, but we'll try to catch the midpoint expansion here. Low, high, lower, low. As we close above this. Kind of looking at this as our breaker. Just the highest candle as well. Drag that out. So just the wick is kind of, we said, we'll see if that turns into a swing high. If that can turn into a swing high, we can then retrace. After hitting areas of liquidity, we can retrace into untapped discounts and then right hold from there and continue to run. That's kind of what we would hope to see here. 5 minutes in, so it'll be a 5 minute low. Okay, so yeah, we'll leave this entry for now. We should find out quickly too if we're offside, so that'll be nice. Because if we do end up getting entered here, and we don't hold from this fair value gap, and we fall right through kind of our entry, right, this will turn more into seek and destroy, I would think. And we'll want to venture, as we're talking about, back below these lows. And back into this new week opening gap, potentially. So far, though, this little fair value gap, pretty aggressive rejection from there. So we might actually just hold that and run. We'll see. Got into its midpoint, consequent encroachment. Body closes above, so now we got the highest closing bullish body. This candle did open with the bearish volume balance, so I am watching to see right, is this going to negate kind of this candle's action, this candle's bullishness? If it does, we'll have another chance of running out this low and still getting into this entry area here, which is still, once again, just that first presented fair value gap. So this fair value gap right here. More importantly, it's kind of this 2 minute. So we're looking at that little 2 minute. Is that a 2 minute? Oh yeah, 2 minute fair value gap as well. So I wouldn't mind that one getting broken. Go lower to go higher. Retesting it, let's see. Now that we've hit its consequent encroachment. We never hit its low, so we may want to hit its low. I would prefer this, as we say, giveaway, just to return lower. And then we'll try to get another run. This was a pretty shallow run. So that's what we would expect to see if we want to give a quick retracement. As a little added confluence, I do always like to see, like, if we're going to expect this to continue bullish, for price to close above and then give the retracement. Closing above once shows a willingness to want to do it again. Whereas with that wick swing high, as we said, this may turn into that seek and destroy if we fall right through these lows. So far, though, this bullish fair value gap is holding us. See if we can't get below it. So cool. We closed below that wick as well when we first trade into it. So to me, that means we should at least be able to tap into, yeah, the first presented again. Hmm. Ooh, might hold that actually. Let's see. Five-minute fair value gap right there. So yeah, so we do hold. Okay. So we hold from the 5 minute. We couldn't get into its low. Was hoping for just a deeper retracement. Huge expansion there. So just missed that entry. Few handles. And let's see, we'll probably run. Do we run right into this exit here? Which was midpoint of the opening range. If we're going to want to accelerate up into that, price will tend to at least reach for that. Da, 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 da. So closure above. Okay. Oh yeah, like that was an actual daily fair value gap too. So just clean. Didn't get that deep. Was hoping to wick a little bit, paint outside the lines. Instead we just hold precisely. That's fine. Still clean. So now we watch, right? If we're going to kind of confirm bullishness, we would expect to see as we break through highs, discounts get left behind. So now watch, as this candle hits this high, do we leave? nope, immediately kind of close that. So no fair value gap going to be created there. So I still think we could almost come back down into that, to be honest. We expect ugly consolidated delivery, high resistance delivery. If that's the case, we can revert to these areas more than once. So maybe we'll try that. Tap into down close candles here. We do leave that fair value gap right here. So actually this may be what propels us. Aligned perfectly with that candle's opening price. Yeah, that may be the accelerator. So let's see. NQ closes above with the fair value gap, right? So that's what we'd expect to see, closing above with the fair value gap. So that actually might be a clean entry there. Yeah, let's watch this reset, right? Down close candle with that fair value gap. That would probably accelerate us quickly. After holding from here. Daily fair value gap, consequent encroachment is clean. I wouldn't mind trying to use. No, let's clear the low. I'm gonna leave this entry here. Because this is clean bullish delivery now. So at this point, right, as we follow it, we could just not get the trade. And if we run into this area, that's cool. We understand why. As we said, Friday, I'm not really trying to push anything. So if we can somehow manipulate, I'm trying to get more of like a manipulation to run out the short-term low, trade back into first presented. And then we would run again just because we're consolidating. I'd like to be involved on that. If we don't get it, we're cool. So far, fair value gap held pretty nicely. We'll see if we want to blast through highs again. Yeah, give me something more like get underneath, maybe clear a low, boom, quick rejection, then run out that high into up there. Speed is often met with speed. Aggressive down close candles. So we may just hold here and just continue with the boom, explosive, bullish movements. What would that stop? I'm like, if we went super aggressive on one. One to two. Nice, we're able to close inside of it. So let's see if we can't get below it. At this point, I'll probably just go low hanging fruit entry, so right on the high. Stop loss below the lows, yep, I like that. Into its midpoint up here. Maybe even yesterday's low. Partial at the midpoint. Look how we held that, so nice. Have any of y'all actually tried to trade today? I would say probably not. Unless some of y'all are pre-market folks. So we said, let's see if we can't get. No, yeah, just chop for real. All week AM session has been pretty trash, pretty garbage. All consolidation, besides Monday, which is funny, but I guess that's kind of what you would expect. Monday just rip, Monday morning. Rest of the week, just chop, betos. All right, so as we said, we want to see, okay, that's unfortunate. We were debating kind of putting an entry below that, because at this point we're kind of using turtle soup as well. We would expect short-term low gets cleared as we retrace into the discount here. Boom, that propels us. So hopefully, we haven't retested this yet. So even if we do bounce from here, we could hit that. But we'll see. So now we're entered. Now we'll basically want to see us retrace and attack this high. So that can become like a partial already, if we want to get into that. As we said, if we fall right through that, close below, we'll just probably be offsides. We'll wait until we can either come back into this or give a deeper retracement. Right, really this would be like the best area to look for. Just the extremes of the range, as we often speak of. Right now from high to low, right at equilibrium. Just trying to catch a little continuation. Using this as our short-term sell side pool. Two-minutes within here, so that's so fine. We're looking at this low. But there's that 2 minute we were kind of peeking at. On a 5 minute sense, that is the low. So hopefully the 5 minute, we want the 5 minute to actually hold this with the body. If we close below, we won't have to worry about it. But if we start consolidating here, we'd want to be wary of what time we end up closing. And trying to find a 5 minute candle body to close back above this area. Sorry, we cannot. So I'd watch the bearish fair value up here. We'd want to see price start now invalidating bearish premiums. We don't want to see these things hold us if we're looking for price to expand. We want to see these bearish errors be basically invalidated and then become bullish support. Not what we're seeing here, right? Huge kind of quick rejection, especially if we hold underneath. That's more of a bearish indicator. Like if we're going to wick into the bearish premium and then close back beneath the range, that's not a good sign. We want to see us at least close back above in the range, so we can do that. We hold that bearish fair value gap though. I don't want to see us start pushing up and through that, especially because we have a bearish volume imbalance here. Look closely. Right, where we've opened lower. I want this to become one where we have no wick lower and instead push right through and invert this and then maybe retest. So far, we're getting above with dollar selling off, right? We should be able to continue higher. That's also nice. NQ, everything is there. So yeah, right, so far we're liking this. That's what we like to see. As we said, you should partial right now. Like, I thought I had 3 contracts on. So unfortunately, that's all right. We'll wait for a high partial. Right, choppy markets like this, like you would want to partial when you can, so partial here, and then I would close fully at the extreme. We'll try to get a little bit bigger of a run into, what's the midpoint of this fair value gap? Well, we've already hit that. I'm just debating what we want to do. 10 handles already. Inside the high of that inversion. I'm fine taking one there, to be honest. We'll probably run all the way into that partial. But we're going to hit as we tap the high of that. I'm looking at this. As we hit the high of that again, I'm just closing one. So we'll have... That's my thing. Oh, I forgot. I don't have these on. So no, this will probably just become our buy side. As we run that high, we'll go break even and then see if we can expand. As we said, I like previous day's low. Or at least the midpoint. We'll go midpoint of opening range. That's good for us. Let's bring back that opening range real quick. That would be... Wait for it. Here. All right, so that's the opening range gap midpoint. Price will tend to retrace into that. That's a good area to exit. No, we'll just put opening range gap midpoint. It's final exit. So far, I mean, that's exactly what you'd want to see, textbook. Seek and destroy within this fractalized structure, holding the actual range lows, holding the breaker. Clear the low, immediately revert, so purge and revert. We didn't, as we said, that became the no wick lower. Back to back, actually. Notice that. So now we'd want to see, I guess we could get here. I'd want to see the higher one hold us. We could allow a deeper retracement. Rejection block holding. Yeah, we'll see if we can't clear buy side. As we said, we've already partialed. If we come all the way back down here, I don't want us really to visit. Yeah, we can go tighter stop like this. Because that's midpoint, right, of that first presented fair value gap. Let's bring this up like this. We hit midpoint. Wouldn't want to see the low of it be hit. We could probably hit lower quarter of it. But we'll give it a little bit of room still. Did we close below that? Yeah, just barely. See if this candle can't get back above it. Quick look at a higher time frame. I'd say our most current dealing range is this high to this low. Midpoint would get us up here. Okay, what if we went and took today's high to low though? Daily high, daily low. Right at midpoint. So I would favor at least, right, one more run on this buy side. And then we may reject on us, so we'll watch. We said we'd prefer to see this inversion catch us. However, in consolidating structures like this, we understand, right, sometimes we can't give full trust into the PD arrays created by the actual candles, have to rely on more key areas. So still the first presented and really still the consequent encroachment of this daily fair value gap. Like on a 5 minute, right, look at the higher time frames. We're holding out with the bodies, so as long as we can keep doing that, I like the idea of this panning out for us. Just a lot of give and take, consolidating, we expected that. Which is also why we can't really move our stops. Like say that we've been trending all week, or we were just in lower resistance conditions. As we trade lower and we accelerate higher like this, I would already go break even, because we should just run through buy side and continue to push. But in weeks like this, where we do give a lot of back and forth, we just kind of have to let the stop, right, do its job. Breathe a little bit. Did we hit that? Just short. I'd assume so. Once we get into midpoint, I'd assume we'd probably sell back down into like first presented fair value gap. Maybe even that new week opening gap. Price seemed to bounce aggressively off it the first time. Especially if we want to stay under that daily fair value gap, if that's what the objective is. Da, 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 da. This becomes our buy side. So far, so good. Short-term will cleared, acceleration. Did close below, able to revert back above. Order balance, hidden. You said, right, we wanted the inversion to catch us. Did we close? Didn't close below it, okay. So now that we've closed, yeah, we've created a swing point below the inversion. Close back above. I'd like to see that level hold us and run out the buy side. Coming back down again just means more than likely I would think that we're probably going to want to retest the first presented fair value gap. Because from this high to this low, we've repriced, we've rebalanced. From this low to this high, we've repriced, we've rebalanced. No inefficiencies left. Liquidity cleared. Should be free to lift. Short-term buy side at least here. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Bullish volume imbalance is good. Want that to remain open. We invert the bearish fair value gap and then hold it with the body. So by just following the order flow, so as we said, as we reprice into the discount, we create a new premium, we invert that, that becomes a discount and holds us coming off of the inversion. We create the wick, push through the wick, wick should hold, open bullish volume imbalance. So for the time being, all bullish, as we said, short-term high here. This really is the objective as well. If once we hit that, we'll go break even, because at that point, high likelihood that we reverse on us. We've already partialed that one. So I'd like to get, as we said, the midpoint. Maybe we just actually go for today's equilibrium. So if we take the daily high and low so far, that's the high, that's the low. Yeah, right, that's the daily equilibrium. So maybe we could just do that. Friday, we'll just go low hanging fruit right on that level. Look for a little bit of stab above that buy side, and then we'll exit on the daily equilibrium. I think we could still get into this opening range gap midpoint, but at that point, we'll just watch. Watching the volume imbalance right here. Minute. Open. Would prefer bodies hold that level. Notice though, like we talk about, when we run through highs, it's just a wick. So very fickle. Can't really close above that. When we see that, it's more of an indication of the retracement. Just a short-term high being cleared. As we spoke about earlier, can't really move our stop at this point. We could retest this still, in my opinion. We can come all the way back down here. Still hold that, and then run out that buy side. So kind of just got to commit to the idea. We're able to partial out, so we'll still be fine regardless. Close below the volume imbalance. Not ideal. Let's see if we can't get back above it with this next candle, maybe. Negate that previous candle's action. We can make this a swing low. This candle close back above. I think we should be able to get that run into the buy side we're waiting on. Cool. So let's see if we can't maintain that, right? If we come back up into this candle's close and then reject, that's that immediate rebalance bearish. Especially if we hold the volume imbalance with the candle body. So now just waiting to see, you want to see the candle body remain above. Oh yeah, sharp projection, kind of as we spoke about there. So we're hitting this candle's open, rebalancing this candle's range. Close above barely, bearish volume imbalance. So to give us confidence, we want to see is we basically tap this volume imbalance for price to try to shoot up and get above these wicks that we've created. Original liquidity here, so that's that short-term buy-side pull. We put in the swing low we want to see. So now I'm watching as we come back up into this liquidity that we hit. Are we going to reject again quickly? If we do, we may give another one lower, kind of create like a little higher lows coming down. Lower highs, lower highs. Da, da, da. So we held nice as we wanted to see, but yeah, cannot break any candles high. Right, you're noticing once we create that swing point and clear the liquidity, we're unable to breach any of the previous candles highs now. So we create a high, can't get to it. Next candle's high, we can't get into it. This candle's high, get close, still can't get into it. And so failing to make higher highs. Still want to see volume imbalance hold the body. Don't want this low to really be cleared at this point. Want this to be our protected low, and for us to just accelerate straight into that buy side. Cool. So now that we're doing that, as we retest, as we said, we're going to retest this. We don't want to see a quick rejection. We want to see more aggressive closure through that, push up and through that, through this high. Because now we don't basically want to see what we saw here. Right, so notice first time we ran that high, huge wick. So if we do it again, just not a good sign. Looks like we're going to do it. Characteristics of a high resistance liquidity run. What time is it? 10:40. So maybe we wait till 10:50. Chop around. Ideally though, for me to be honest, like I don't want this low to hold now. We held this as our low we were speaking of. Put a new swing low. But we've just cleared that high, so yeah, we could get just choppy in here, even uglier. Still watching the volume balance. We'll probably retest some of these lows. Clear these highs real quick. Original fair value gap. Did we clear that low? We did. Okay, so let's see if we just needed to pick that low up or if we're going to venture lower. Creating a lot of highs here, so I do like that. I'm just going to go like this. A lot of short-term buy-side, engineering buy-side liquidity. Hide all real quick just to see, as we said, midpoint, hard to low. Okay. So yeah, so far, we're still committed. We like it. Understand kind of what's taking place in here is that chop we speak of, distraction. Got to rely on the anchor points that we've already established, first presented, new buy side pull. As you said, we just picked up this low, so as we pick up that low, is that all we need to accelerate? Once again, getting stuck at the rejection block, original buy side. The original pull here. Want to get up and through that. Closure above that should get out. Nope, no closure above. Surprise. We pick up a short-term low. At this point, low here should hold. Two-minute fair value gap. Swing low within the 2 minute. Cannot get above, yep. Struggling. No fair value gap here. So if we're going to close above, we should just go. Immediately rebalanced. Would want to see this candle just push through that. But maintain it, right? Not wick it. We want to maintain that close above. Ooh, instead we just wick, kind of like we said. Did not want to see. Bullish volume imbalance as well, which is what I'm saying. I'd like to see that just push through. Because this candle's already hit this candle's high. Immediately rebalance that. Accelerate through the high. Instead, we just tap it barely. Let's see, 20 seconds. May need to continue to reference this little volume imbalance. Let's see if we can't hold that candle's low. It's trying to. Keep that low, keep that low. Ah, can't close above. Now bearish volume imbalance. So even within this range, starting to compress. Consolidation on consolidation. Fractal consolidations. Quick tap of volume imbalance, as we said. Want that to just hold at this point. If we're going to clear out this short-term low. If we get below that, probably have to come run this short-term low again. So mini seek and destroy. Da, 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 da. Oh, whoa, what the? My fault, my fault. Perfect. All right, let's see. Make the attempt. Absolute struggling. Skadoosh. Okay. Perfect. So yeah, we'll be good there. A little one and done on a Friday. Nice. Let's get the swing high. Oh, that's beautiful. Right into, that's probably perfect equilibrium. Let's see. Remember what we were talking about? Daily high and low. Let's bring it back. Daily high, daily low. Ooh, just barely above, still clean. Clear the buy side, hit that level. Immediate rejection, back within the range, perfectly into the volume imbalance. Closure below probably means now that we've cleared the buy side, we can come back down into the first presented. He said screw. Hey, ain't for the faint of heart, brother, for sure. Right, as we said, it's high resistance. We could already identify that before coming into today. So we understand that that's just why we have to commit to the idea. It's going to be a lot of back and forth delivery. Can definitely tire people out if they're unexpecting, aren't ready for it. But that's what we're looking for. So just waiting to see if we want to actually get that swing point or if we're going to accelerate through that wick. If we do that, we should be able to get into the opening range gap midpoint as we were originally looking for, but we're content there, hitting that equilibrium. Looks like we do. Cool. So we do get that swing point exit. Just barely missed the swing low. We get one candle. We could have went midpoint. I guess we would have caught it there, but overall we're good. Paper and funded. Right, all the trades I show here on the paper trading account, but they're mirrored just on my funded accounts. I just do paper trading because it's easier. Less worry. For people and me, personally. Right. Boop. Just curious to see how we kind of react around that buy side. We do have some lows in here now. Maybe we want to swipe those lows out real quick. Yeah, Friday high resistance. Sketchy. Not if before, as we said, before a holiday weekend, following a huge pre-market move heading into the morning, coming off of a new week opening gap, hitting a daily level already, trading near equilibrium. All of that is a sign we're just going to be in high resistance, even if we get it right. Yeah, look at that. So now we should run probably back, as we said, more than likely, I'm thinking this here. If we want to go real seek and destroy, this is the high, this is the low. We clear the high of the range, low of the range is here, putting us back inside first presented. Hey, I appreciate that, Hollow. Holosco. Hopefully I say that right. I'm glad you find it useful. I'm glad it translates. I spent a lot of time doing this. No-lifed it. Thousands of hours just spent staring at imaginary candlesticks go up and down. I'm glad it had a purpose. That's a breaker, right? So now we almost look like, damn, do we just ping pong this? And just go right back down. Buy side's down. A little one-to-one. No. Let's read that though. We'll read that.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Ooh, hold on, I'm tempted to take that. I might throw one in here actually. Just a quick little scalp. Right, in my mind, yeah, we seek and destroy. We come back down. We just play ping pong here. High, low, that clears the low, that boom, acceleration. Closure below becomes the breaker with the fair value gap. Okay, let's get one in there. I've never done a one-to-one, but we'll do it. Especially because we already have, right, good profits here. So we'll try a little one. And honestly, we can go like this, so one would be. And if we run into it first, that's fine. We'll just get out. Probably will. Volume imbalance. So I'm guessing we just fall right through this. Now you got to picture this. Like I'm always looking at runs like these. I'm picturing this, what this would look like on like a 5 or a 15 second. That's going to be a lot of swing lows, higher lows, a lot of liquidity. So if price wants to quickly run through that, it won't give any retracements. But we'll see if we can't, if we fall short of this, like if we could hold from right here and then give us the bounce into the entry and then just fall real quick, boop, straight into that. That's what we'll look for. If we're going to maintain bullishness, we may just get ran through, right? Kind of pull what we did here. Same idea. So we have the short-term low. We've just ran out some buy side, so we retraced to pick up that short-term low before running higher. That's kind of the same premise that we entered on here, right? We ran a short-term high. We had a short-term low. We retraced, pick up the short-term low, hit a discount, run higher. We hope, though, that this move fails this time. And now we want to maintain just that consolidation. So far, we like that swing low. We have a new swing low that we could target as short-term sell-side liquidity that's resting above, right, our pre-existing discount that we'd want to see price trade into already. We do got to watch areas kind of like this here. Right, really I'm looking at the original. So as we said, as we invert this, that holds us. So this is our new really anchor point for me. As we close below it, I'm watching and we're struggling to get above it. So I wanted to see a wick above that. We're not even probably going to get that. Instead, we'll probably just hold this as a reclaimed bearish fair value gap and head right into the first presented here. As I said, clean Y. I've never heard clean and YM in the same sentence, to be honest. Hey, no, if it works though. We're still holding, so as we said, just want to see this hold for the time being. But we're under now that reclaimed bearish fair value gap that was here. Haven't done it yet, have yet to tap it. We're playing around, making new lows. Oh, okay. First close below that consequent encroachment, so now I'm thinking we use that as probably rejection. If anything, we're going to use the low of this with the body. Hold them below, and then we'll tap that. Tap that. Tap it, tap it, tap. If we can hold though, make a new swing low, even closer to the discount, and then run up, we're still valid to try to enter that short. Oh, okay, 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 okay. Oh, equal lows. Hold the fair value gap. Look, I was just playing right above it. Oh, okay. Well, could still bounce. but we're fine, just leaving it. So cool. Look at that exit, jeez. So yeah, that'll be all for us today, to be honest. We'll content with that. End the week there, go enjoy ourselves. Head out of town, so about to go to Austin with the lady. Quick little recap. We still could probably get to the midpoint from here, but we don't need to reach up into that. We'll do a quick recap of what we took. So we're watching off the opening so far, right? We understand we have news at 10 o'clock, so we're going to wait till 10 o'clock anyways. But I'm watching and I'm seeing that heading into the open, we've sold off heavily. We trade perfectly into a new week opening gap high. We engineer that low, we sweep that low, and then as we accelerate, right, we can't actually clear this low, so that becomes our protected low. We bounce off that new week opening gap. I watch as we return into this premium, and then we make another attempt to return into the new week opening gap, but this time we can't even actually get into it. So we wick it once, previous candles fail to actually clear this. So I'm already kind of expecting that we want to maintain some bullishness into, right, the equilibrium of this range. So as we follow that, once again, we watch as price trades up into that premium fair value gap that held us the first time. This time we end up trading above it. So we watch as price trades back down into it. And all this in here is just kind of taking place before the news. So we'll wait until the news hits. 10 o'clock is here. We get a quick wick. We actually do close above the first presented here. And then you see that once, twice, we actually do respect that. And then we attack buy side. So at this point, we're just saying, right, this was a pretty shallow run on buy side. That's buy side there. Pretty shallow run on buy side. We give a retracement and then we run it again. We're still short of the actual equilibrium though, of the range from high to low on the daily. And that is what really our kind of objective was, paired with the opening range midpoint. So at this point, we understand that this short-term low becomes our sell-side liquidity. So we have sell-side liquidity there. We have a predetermined discount here, the first presented fair value gap that's already been proven to hold, right, and accelerate us. So as we retrace into this, we're not expecting price to really break below it. We're expecting price to just run this short-term low, pick up that liquidity, hold inside the discount, and then continue to accelerate. We see that happens, we get entered there, right on the high of it. Miss a swing low by a candle, that's fine. And then we get a nice run up where we partial just at the high of this now inversion. Right, in case price did want to either stay in this consolidation or just run lower, and we were offside. So we're going to go ahead and partial. We take a partial. At that point, we wait and we talk about how it'll probably be a high resistance liquidity run into this objective buy side. We see it tries multiple times. At this point, we're just holding. And then eventually, after running out that short-term low, we're able to get the acceleration into the buy side when we get out. So that ends up being the high of that swing point. Nice to see. And then we just get a simple retracement right back into the first presented again. We were gonna try the short. We don't get the retracement, but that's okay. So yeah, overall, right, clean trade, nice. Sloppy delivery, but the ideas make sense. And that's why you just gotta commit to the framework once we get in it. Yeah, we'll leave you guys with that. What you gotta say? Hey, no problem, Max. I'm glad that you're finding it helpful, man. As I said, that's all I'm here for. Try to share some experience, the thought process behind it. It's very technical. And so if I'm able to try to clear some of that technicality out. As far as what can we expect if you're going to hang around for the rest of the day, kind of like we spoke about yesterday, right? I think if we maintain first presented fair value gap, we should be able to run higher. Now that we've hit equilibrium though, maybe we do revert back into this. So yeah, for the time being, I'm looking at first presented. Closure below that, I think we could venture into 830. But honestly, I'd be content with where we are. Right, we've already moved quite a bit. Yeah, we're sitting right at the low of that daily fair value gap. Let's go like this real quick. So yeah, if we close the week right in here, that'll be a good spot to close. I think we might actually start consolidating. That'll be interesting next week. We'll have to see. But yeah, for the time being, that'll be all for today, folks. Hope you guys stay safe. Enjoy your long weekends, whatever you guys have going on. Hope you enjoy Memorial Day weekend. And we'll be back on Tuesday. Let me just be sure real quick. High impact news next Tuesday. So yeah, we'll be back next Tuesday. Normal streams, 9:25 Eastern. Until then, have a good weekend, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll talk next Tuesday. See you guys.